Hey guys, welcome back to the Super Car Guy channel. In this video, we will discuss common symptoms of a bad VANOS solenoid, see how we can test one at home, and how to clean it. Ever since the early 90s, a lot of BMW engines have been using the VANOS system to adjust the valve timing on the fly. This gives the engine more power over the rev range, and for that reason, in general, we like variable timing on engines. We get low-end torque and high-end horsepower, very similar to VTEC on Honda engines. The design has changed over the years, starting with single VANOS system used in the 90s, dual VANOS system used in the early to mid 2000s, as well as the famous M54 engine that was in production until 2010, and of course, dual VANOS with Valtronic that I have in my N55 engine that was released in 2009 and is still in use today. Now that we know a little bit of history, let's take a look at how to actually diagnose a bad VANOS solenoid. A lot of the times, the systems are not drastic, so it can be difficult to tell. But usually you look for things like loss of low-end torque or power in the high revs, slow response or inconsistent idle, or even poor fuel economy. Some of the more noticeable items could be rough idling, especially on cold starts, as well as long cranking. Of course, if it's bad enough, the car will go into limp home mode, and you'll normally get codes related to camshaft position or VANOS-specific codes. If you suspect the solenoid might be at fault on your car, there are ways of testing it. This isn't something you'd see a dealer do, but it may help you troubleshoot your engine issue. Of course, if the issue is intermittent, this method does not guarantee that it will always work, but it's an easy way to detect a bad one. Now let's take a look at how to actually test one of these VANOS solenoids. I have two different pairs, as you can see. They're kind of discolored, per pair, so you can tell the difference. This is from the engine that I'm actually rebuilding. They're in decent condition on the outside and physically, but they're kind of yellow, so I'm a little bit worried about them. Maybe there's some cloggage inside or whatever it may be, as you can see. And these look much nicer on the inside, but they have kind of, a bit of corrosion on the top and stuff like that. So I want to get them tested. What you need for testing is a multimeter set to ohms. Then you're going to grab one of your solenoids. Actually, take the negative or positive, doesn't really matter. Hold it on one of the leads, just like that. And then take your second lead. Well, I'm using a piece of wire because mine broke, but you hold it onto the second one, or just touch it to the second lead. All right, so it looks like it's about 10.5, which is not bad, but ideally you'd be looking between 10.7 and 11.5. Somewhere in the higher 11s is better. So let's try another one. Do the same thing, put this thing in there. So we have good connection. Touch the other lead. Okay, we have 10.3. All right. Okay, we have 10.4. Let's try this one. 10.4, 10.5. Okay, so as you can see, they're all pretty much the same. So that leads me to believe that none of them are actually electronically bad, which is good. But we do want to test them in a different way as well. So that's just activating the actual solenoid inside this device. What I have here is a 12-volt battery, just for my motorcycle, but you can use any battery you want. What we're going to do here is we're going to touch the lead. This one you got to be a little bit more careful, because if you don't want to burn it out, but basically you touch the lead. You want to make sure it activates and it's not sticking. If it's sticking, throw it in the trash, basically. Well, maybe not throw it in the trash, but you have a problem. Okay, we're going to test this one as well. Okay, that seems fine. Grab one of these. These seem to be a lot more flowy in a way. Like when it clicks, it's much faster compared to those, but okay. Okay, so as you can see, all of them are actually working, so I don't think any of these are bad, but that's a good way to test them. Now, the only thing that's left is to clean them, so let me show you how I clean them. As far as cleaning, all you really need is a mass airflow sensor cleaner, and this works really well because it's not very harsh, so you wouldn't want to use like a brake cleaner or anything like that. Something like this works great. A lot of these VANOS solenoids don't have this smash on the outside, so you can spray directly into it, and then you can actually use like these two wires to open it, and then you would spray it in while it's open and then spray again once it's closed. Mine has the little filter on it basically. I'm not gonna remove it. I think it's removable, but I'm not gonna deal with it. So I'm just gonna spray into these filters and inside of here, clean everything out, and of course the outside you can just clean with whatever you like. Move the battery out of the way. Perfect. Pretty good. I think this one needs a little bit more. I think there's a couple little particles in there, but we're definitely gonna have them a lot cleaner than they were. And this I will scrub off with probably some Scotch-Brite. And they're ready to reinstall after you clean this part. I forgot to mention one thing. This support ring is removable, so you want to remove it and definitely clean this area out. Once you clean it out, put the support ring back on and your O-ring. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.